This is the CASIO F91W, a digital watch built for
Stop,
everyday
dude!
life.
Everyone already knows about this watch, and that's exactly why they would skip this video. Yes, it is one of the most iconic digital watches from Casio, but what if it could be more? What if it didn't just tell time, but told a story like this?
Nice.
Okay, that's nice intro. This is Timecrafter in the house, and yeah, I don't have a job. So I modify watches to make money. Sounds illegal? Relax. It's not.
FBI, open up!
I call this technique timecrafting. Basically, I stack layers of paper, cut them, craft them, then sneak them inside a watch display. Ooh, tiny art on your wrist. And yeah, those you saw earlier, that's my work. But here's the real idea. I take good memories and trap them inside a watch. So every time you check the time, you're not just looking at numbers, you're looking at something that blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck. You're probably gonna skip this part anyway. I mean, you're here to learn how to make a cool watch, right? But hey, since you're still here, hit the like button, subscribe, because deep down, you already enjoyed that intro. And yeah, share this with your friends or your dad. I don't judge. And finally, support me, not emotionally, financially. Yeah, give me your money.
Yeah, boy.
All right, enough talking. Let's get to the real reason you're here. This is stage what we're about to do. 1, tools. 2, materials. 3, crafting. 4, disassembly. We're going to take the watch apart. Yes, legally. 5, installation. Then we put the magic inside. 6, reassembly. And somehow we put everything back together. And if nothing explodes, 7, be happy. The intro really great. Stage 1, tools. All right, before we start, we need tools. A cutting mat to keep things clean and organized, especially because we're about to cut paper like a maniac. A thick cloth so we don't destroy the watch while opening it. A microfiber cloth to clean dust, dirt, and our bad decisions. A small Phillips screwdriver to open the case back. Tweezers for tiny things that hate your fingers. Hobby knife. Hobby knife again. Hobby knife again. More hobby knife. Yes, I have multiple knives. Different blades, different vibes. A cutter. A ruler. Scissors. Nipper. Toothpick. Paper glue. Silicone grease. To bring back the water resistance like nothing ever happened. Lens cleaning liquid. And finally, gloves, because we are professionals. I think that's enough. Because honestly, we're not even going to use this, and definitely not this. Stage 2, materials. So, if you want to modify your watch display by adding an image, you can literally use anything, as long as it fits inside the module. Paper, food packaging, random stuff you found on your desk. If it has a cool image, use it. No rules here. Well, almost no rules. You need to pick bright colors so the digital numbers stay visible. Remember, use bright colors, just like my future. But for my specific 3D paper crafted watch, I use art paper because we are classy. Sometimes. Now, if you're wondering about the size, here you go. It's around 21 by 11 millimeters. And yes, I measured that based on what you actually see from the outside, not the inside. If you want it more precise, go ahead, observe it, experiment. Got any other questions? Just throw everything in the comments. Seriously, I read them sometimes. Now, for the crafting process, and I'll only show you a little bit. You know why? Not because I don't want to, but because I'm not getting paid enough for a full masterclass. So yeah, if you want more, you know what to do. Hit like and subscribe. Stage 3, crafting. For this demo, I'm using a sample project called Childhood Memories. One piece, also known as the X tattoo. It's made of 3 layers, but don't worry, I'm only showing you one part. Because I'm kind, and also lazy. This is layer 2, the white clouds behind the Straw Hat crew. First, I separate it into smaller parts. In this case, right cloud, left cloud, and the tiny cloud on top. Simple, right? Well, not really. This is just beginning. Now I have to cut this little cloud. This part takes time, a lot of time. It's slow, it's repetitive, and yet it's very boring. That's why this process is only for people with courage and way too much free time.
A few moments later.
All I need is one final cut, and this is just a tiny piece of one layer. Yes, just one, don't judge me yet. Anyway, I already prepared the pre-cut paper crafted stuff, because I respect my sanity, a little. I know this is going to be exhausting, like emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of it. And here it is, the final result after everything is cut. We've got layer 1, the background, layer 2, the environment, the one doing extra work, and layer 3, where the cool character goes, because obviously we need the main character energy. The next step is to combine all these layers into one using paper glue. But since I'm extremely tired, I will delegate this task to my employee, which is me. So yeah, no escape. HR didn't even approve my break.
3 hours later.
And this is the final result.
Come along with me, and the butterflies and bees.
So, what do you think? Pretty cool, right? Stage 4, Disassembly. I'm obsessed with neatness and details, so yes, I'm using gloves, a thick cloth, and a microfiber cloth as my holy workspace setup. Basically, if this table isn't cleaner than my life decisions, I don't start. Also, quick tip for anyone modding a brand new watch. You can use stickers or plastic wrapping like this to keep the screen clean and scratch-free, because one tiny scratch equals
Emotional, damn it!
What I usually do is cut a small piece and stick it onto the watch screen like this. Simple, effective, and makes me feel like a professional. I'm not. Alright, let's get into it. Open the 4 screws on the case back. Take out the case back. Take out this black rubber seal. Remove the module. Gently, we're not fighting it, we're working together. Now we set the watch casing aside. Go rest, buddy, you've done enough. Meanwhile, I clearly have not. Next, we're going to open up the module to take out the LCD. Gently unclip these 4 tabs. Pop the module cover open, carefully lift out the circuit board and the battery. Okay, here's the easy way to take out the LCD. On the module casing, right under the LCD, there's a small hole that you can poke from the inside or outside. This is basically the LCD lock. You can use tweezers or even your fingernail to gently push it down so the LCD can be pushed out from below. Be gentle. This is not a boss fight. Then voila! Now we've got the LCD, the light diffuser, and the flat cable, aka Zebra. Sounds like a band name, not gonna lie. Before we go further, let's take a look at this. A typical CASIO F91 LCD is made up of several layers. Not one, not two. The LCD is sandwiched between two polarizers, front and back, like a very fragile tech sandwich. Then underneath, there's a reflective film that helps bounce light so the digits are visible. Basically the reason you can actually read the time like a functional human being. And at the very bottom, there's a separate material, usually a white plastic layer, that helps diffuse the light. Next, we continue by absolutely bullying this LCD. Now here's a common mistake. When removing the reflective film, we sometimes accidentally peel off the back polarizer too. Yes, one wrong move and everything becomes blurry chaos. Since the reflective film is super thin and sticks tightly to the polarizer, you gotta be extra careful. Like texting your crush, careful. If the polarizer comes off, your watch digits will look blurry. And congrats, now you've unlocked a bonus level, fixing your own mistake. So here's how to do it. Use a hobby knife or any thin blade. Just lift the edge a little. Don't go full superhero on it. Then flatten it. And this is where the nipper comes in. Makes it way easier to peel off the reflective film completely without slipping. There you go. Easy, in theory. Emotionally, not so much. At this point, we now have a transparent LCD, which means it's fully ready to be modded with any design you want underneath. Welcome to the customization rabbit hole. Stage 5, installation. After surviving a totally life-threatening operation, yes, we're basically watch surgeons now, it's finally time for the fun part. Installing the craft mod into the watch display. Basically, we're just placing the tiny masterpiece you made into the module casing. Sounds simple, because it is, but don't get cocky. Make sure the mod sits perfectly in its designated spot. Gently press it down so the paper lays flat against the base of the casing. This helps a lot later when installing the LCD, so nothing goes weird or bumpy. Now we move on to the LCD. Check the 3 little dots on the LCD. They should be at the top left corner. If not, congrats, you're holding it wrong. Insert the LCD straight down into the top slot of the casing, nice and vertical. Then slowly ease it down until it sits evenly. Pro tip: I usually use a microfiber cloth underneath, so the LCD doesn't make direct contact with my fingers. Next, to lock it in place, use the same technique you used when removing it earlier. Gently pry the LCD lock downward, press the LCD softly into place, then release the lock. And here's the result. Stage 6, reassembly.
Assemble.
Final step, the easiest one, but also the one that decides whether your modded watch lives a long, happy life or dies young like a dramatic movie character. So yeah, quality is decided right here. Alright, let's go. Place the flat cable back behind the LCD. Reinstall the circuit board, making sure that the straight copper contacts line up perfectly behind the LCD cable. Also make sure the board fits nicely into the module casing holes. No forcing, this isn't a wrestling match. Put the module cover back on, then clip in the 4 side locks. Now, if everything is installed correctly, there's a high chance your LCD shows absolutely nothing. Relax, this is normal. Your watch isn't dead, it's just confused. All you need is an AC reset. Grab any conductive object, tweezers work great. Then connect the AC contact point on the circuit to the metal part of the module cover. Just a quick touch. This basically tells the watch, hey, wake up, bro, and everything comes back to life. Before putting it into the watch case, do a final LCD check. Clean any remaining smudges gently with a microfiber cloth. Treat it like it's fragile, because it is. Now into the case we go. Use a small air blower to remove dust. Tiny dust equals big regret later.
Emotional, damn it!
Make sure all buttons are in a neutral position, pushed outward, so the module slides in smoothly without getting stuck. Insert the module carefully. Sometimes you'll need to slightly pry the button plate on the side so it fits in nicely without scratching the case. Gentle, not savage. Almost done. Apply silicone grease to the seal on the back casing. This is what keeps your watch safe from water and sadness. Reinstall the rubber seal. Final step. Put the case back on and tighten the 4 screws. Firm, but don't go full Hulk, and you're done.
Mission complete!
Stage 7. Be happy, my friend. What are you waiting for? This tutorial is officially done. I'm tired, so no long fancy showcase video this time. Energy equals 0%. If you've got questions, drop them in the comments. I'll show up. Sooner or later, you can also just Google me. Yes, I'm that easy to find. And now, roll the extended outro.